Hey everybody, this is Andra and I'm coming to you from my back porch. Today for me is day 39 of being in quarantine. Tomorrow will be the biblical number of 40 days in quarantine. Um, and I miss you all. I really miss seeing your faces and hearing your stories in person, watching your face light up in person, or watching your brow crinkle in person as you're telling a story about what's going on in your life. So I've been appreciative for all of the ways that we've been able to connect with each other virtually, but I'm looking forward to being back with you as soon as we can do so safely. I am a 2 on the Enneagram, and that means for me, being helpful is really central to my identity, central to who I know myself to be. And this is a time when we all need help, and different kinds of help at the same time, and many of the ways that we're able to generally help each other hasn't been particularly available or really practical. And so for me, that's been somewhat disorienting, not knowing how to take care of people in the way that I usually take care of them. And a friend of mine shared this story with me as I was expressing my frustration with that, feeling like I can barely make it some days my own self, and yet I have this longing to take care of other people, and how do I find that balance? How do I figure out how to take care of myself and still reconcile this heartache that I see all around in so many people that I love and care about and am connected to? So my friend shared this story from the Talmud, which is one of the two primary holy books in Judaism. And the story goes like this. A young man wanted to find the Messiah, and so he went to the elders and he asked, if they could give him some insight on where he was. And the elders said, oh, yeah, every day he sits by the city gates and he sits among the lepers, and you'll find him easily. He will be the one who is taking off his bandages one by one. He said all the other lepers are going to be taking off all their bandages and then replacing all their bandages, but the Messiah, you'll be able to identify him because he only takes off one at a time. He uses one hand, and he binds up his wounds with one hand. And the young man said, well, why does he do that? And the elder said, well, don't you see, he needs to take care of his wounds, but he also always wants to be available to help others. So he's binding up his wounds with one hand, one at a time, so that at any given moment he can stop what he's doing in the middle of his own process and reach out to others. And that story was just so moving to me. It is true. We have to take care of ourselves. And that right now is a big job. But we are also called as Christians to take care of one another. As people of faith, that's part of what we do. It's part of the call of Christ on our lives. So I was really moved by that story. I've been thinking about it for the last couple of weeks. And I wrote a song about this story. It's a little bit of poetic license, what rhymes with Talmud, right? Anyway, I'd like to share it with you today, and I hope you're hanging in there, and I hope you're taking good care of yourselves. I know that you've been taking care of one another, and that makes a difference. It matters. We see you. We love you. Here's the song. The story goes, at the city gates you'll find him, the Messiah, when he sits among the poor. And as is his way, he sits there each day, binding his wounds with one hand. What are we to make of such a healer who suffers and has hurts of his own? Maybe it's true that what we should do is bind up our wounds with one hand. And be sure to keep a hand there to help and to heal someone. Life is pain, that's an old refrain, but listen, it's true, as many of us know. And part of our healing is tied to believing in binding our wounds with one hand and be sure to keep a hand that stays free to help and to heal someone. If you're afraid these pandemic days, remember the Messiah, well, he sits beside us all, always abiding and gently reminding us, bind up your wounds with one hand. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.